Now, this is my crazy table that has a lot of information, okay? But this is basically how I would do a differential diagnosis for MPS. So here are all the different MPSs, and here are the different presentations in columns that they can be, okay? Let me point out a few things here. So MPS 1, there's 3 flavors of that. It can be Hurler syndrome, which is the most severe, Hurler-Shih, which is in middle, and then Shih, which is least severe, okay? And those are kind of defined by phenotype. They could be genetically now because we know what that genome does to the phenotype. And then here are kind of the regions that are affected. So let's start looking. So let me read across slowly once, and then we'll go through. So is there intellect or developmental delays? What's the lifespan average in years? Is there CNS degradation, sleep disorders, corneal clouding? That's a big one that you can detect right on a checkup. Coarse facial features, joint stiffness, recurrent infections, so of the ear, sinus in particular, cardiac abnormalities, hyperactivity, hernias, enlarged liver, skeletal dysplasia, hypertrophy of tissue, hydrocephalus, so enlarged head, and hydrophytalis, so swelling of the fetus. So MPS 1 is very bad, okay? So, and I also have the incidence here, okay? And I didn't get it for all of them, but for most of them I have per 100,000. What's the frequency? Okay, so you have a huge intellectual development delay. And it presents early, okay? So the lifespan average is 5 to 10 for Hurler syndrome compared to Hurler-Shih is 20 to 40, and Shih is 30 to normal. And so basically, again, no color blind people, right? But even if you are, this is all just shading. You basically see it gets worse. It gets not worse and not worse as you go down for those 3, okay? Hunter syndrome, which is MPS 2, you can have slight developmental delays, but not nearly as bad as MPS 1. Again, notice the differences. So there's not corneal clouding, okay? You do have coarse facial features. Then I did all the Sanfilippo's together. Again, notice the differences. So Sanfilippo D or MPS 3D is the worst for hyperactivity. They all have intellectual developmental problems. And again, these are hard to treat because you need to get the viral therapy to the brain. And then Sly syndrome, the lifespan can be normal. It's not as bad as the others. And it's known in the board, you might see hydrophytalis. So the fetus will have swollen. Okay, and I didn't give you these. I don't think I removed it. I'm just listing them for you, but I wouldn't test you on those. All right, there you go.